once again, back once again, back once again, back once again, back once again with a beat. Let the bass kick.
This is the Wisdom in All Things podcast. I'm your host, Scott. It's a journey that is designed to help you integrate wisdom into all areas of your life. In this episode, I'm asking the question, hooray for Hollywood? David Oyelowo is an actor, and he says this: I can now try to marry Hollywood's desire and try to get us as people of faith wanting to have films made that have broader reach. And that's the question I really want us to ponder. Is value and quality possible? I used to really love going to the theater to see a movie. Not so much anymore. Cost is one issue, but what little redeeming value I felt I could find in the past is all but gone now. Then there are Christian movies. What gains they seem to make in value often leave us with a corresponding reduction in quality. Is it even possible to have both value and quality? As far as expressing or presenting what is right, true, what we believe, I had pretty much written off the idea until I was at a small gathering of Christian media in Dallas recently, where we were treated to a presentation by John Irwin. You may not recognize the name, but he is half of the Irwin brothers who are responsible for movies like October Baby and Woodlawn. He's both passionate and bold in his pursuit of producing far-reaching, high-quality, faith-based movies. The essence of his charge to all of us was this: the gospel doesn't change, but the mechanisms for presenting it do. Even Hollywood can be used to spread the gospel. And then I came across an article featuring David Oyelowo, suggesting that we shouldn't abandon Hollywood. If you saw the movie Selma, you saw what many felt was an Oscar nomination-worthy performance by David, as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He seems to believe that the right story can be told the right way, even in Hollywood. He said the market is ready for a new kind of film in which the production quality is high, the stories are compelling, and the message is forceful. So I want to challenge us with this idea that raising the standard of every presentation of the gospel is necessary and possible. We'll need to wait and see what that ends up looking like, but I do look forward to that day and what that could mean for the gospel. In the meantime, what if we were to pose that same question to ourselves? What does our presentation of the gospel look like? How might we increase our production quality? Are we willing to have the same expectations of ourselves that we do of Hollywood? First, I think we need to understand that it's both the what and the how that are important. Given the importance of what the gospel is, God's good news, shouldn't there be great effort put toward the how, that is the presentation? What if Hollywood was to critique how you present the gospel? What would they find if they decided to research your life to see how the gospel should be presented? Further in the article, Oyelowo makes the point that we should not excuse the lack of quality. While we may not need to go all Hollywood on it, we should at least remove quality from being a possible distraction in how we present the gospel. Our approach and delivery should not keep someone from being able to hear the truth of God's redemptive plan. So keeping in mind that both what and the how are important, here are a couple of probing questions to ask to keep that in mind. How are we tolerating mediocrity in our presentation of the gospel? How can we aspire to do good storytelling? How are we using the current tools and technology to advance the gospel? Is our church taking how we present the gospel seriously? Are we thinking it through thoroughly? And lastly, are we willing to surrender to God and how and when and where He may choose to have us present the gospel? That we're presenting life-saving truth should be all the more reason to dedicate ourselves to the most effective presentation possible. The gospel may be offensive, but we shouldn't be. I know you're busy. That is why I put together the Wisdom in All Things podcast, to help you benefit from all there is to read, watch, and listen to. You can also get this by email if you want to stop by wisdominallthings.com, sign up for the email. I post pretty regularly. There's also other articles about wisdom that you'll want to read there too. It's all at wisdominallthings.com.